Thank goodness you're still alive after all that.
What are you laughing about? This is not something anyone should ever be amused by. Do you not realize that I cannot walk now?
Why are you getting so upset right now? You should be happy that after something like that, you're still going to be able to live life in some manner, right? Heck, the dang car got totaled, so I consider myself lucky to come out with no scratches.
What are you talking about, Kurt? Really? Do you not realize whose fault all of this is? Because of your inability to focus on the road, I'm left not being able to use either of my legs. Why aren't you even coming to the hospital to come see me after that? Every single day has been hell for me!
Yeah, I hear you. But having to go every day listening to you blame me is a real pain. And do you really think I want to think about having to push you around in your wheelchair right now? That's why today, I've gone out and got our divorce papers, and we'll be filling them all out.
What?
And tomorrow, I'll be bringing them to you so that you can fill out your half. I want to have them handed in before noon, so make sure you fill it all out correctly.
Oh, wait a second. What are you saying, Kurt? Are you serious right now?
About what?
After having put me in a wheelchair now that I can no longer use my legs due to your reckless driving, you're just going to throw everything we had away and divorce me.
Well, the Skylar I married was never in a wheelchair. And since you're in one now, you're not the same person I chose to love. And honestly, I cannot be asked to care for you at home. And so, divorce is the only option, okay?
I can't believe that you're acting this disgusting towards me right now. Do you not even understand what's happened between us? I'm never going to forgive you for this now, Kurt.
I couldn't care less about you forgiving me or not. We're probably never going to meet again anyway after the divorce, right? We'll just become two complete strangers living in two very different worlds from one another now. And I mean that as in you'll be living in a world where normal people don't have to be.
Where normal people don't have to be.
You can't walk anymore, right? So you'll never be able to live like us normal people anymore. And for me, I can't be asked to live with someone that can't walk.
I'm at a loss with everything you're saying to me. I have no clue why you and I ever got married in the first place. But I never thought to myself that the man I'd been married to was a monster. At least now, after what's happened, I finally had my eyes open to the kind of beast you really are.
I'll be bringing the divorce papers tomorrow morning. I'm sure you won't be able to come and get it for me, right? You can't walk after all. So that sucks.
Why, Kurt? Why are you being so mean to me? I'll make sure to have my little brother come and grab all of my things from the house. But I'm really hoping that in the meantime you begin to realize how awful you've been to me just now.
Yeah. If I happen to feel any regrets, I'll let you know.
Goodbye forever, you piece of crap husband.
Long time no see, Skylar. You doing all right?
What? Who is this?
What's up with that? You're being a pain in the butt again. You know dang well who I am, right? I bet you're pissing yourself with joy because I've come back to talk to you.
I don't think I have any reason to be joyous about getting a text from the worst man on this planet. What do you want from me? Make it short, please.
What's going on? Your attitude right now is a little bit unwarranted. You're not even close to the same Skylar I knew from back in the day.
Seems you may have forgotten what you had done to me 2 years ago. I'm tired of having to explain what happened back then, so just get on with whatever you've come to me for today.
I'm going to be getting married again.
Huh?
Well, I bet you're pretty surprised by that, aren't you? And the woman I'll be with is only 21 years old. She's like 10 years younger than you. Being able to marry a very young woman like her is the best thing that could ever happen to me.
All of this is so gross and annoying that I'm getting the urge to vomit right now. But before I do, what is your reason for telling me this?
Huh? What's that lame reaction for? Well, whatever, I guess. I'm just letting you know that I'm getting married again. I just assumed it was the right thing to do since you're my disabled ex-wife and all.
Well, thank you so much for going out of your way to tell me that. But I'll be going now.
Hey, you're being too cold to me now.
What did you expect to get from me by coming back to me after 2 years to tell me that you're getting married again?
Come to my dang wedding, Skylar.
What?
I'd like to take a long-awaited look at you in your wheelchair. So come to my wedding. I'll make sure that everything's okay for a cripple like you to even make it into the wedding.
Wait, are you being serious with me? You want me to come to your wedding? Why do you want me to be there again?
Well, to be blunt with it, my girlfriend really wants to see you. She doesn't believe me when I said that my ex-wife is in a wheelchair. And when I explained the situation to her, she still couldn't believe me. And so, I just thought I'd have you come to the wedding to prove I'm telling the truth. I even told her that I left you because I hate disabled people. Yet she still just could not believe what I was saying. It's so cute when she gets like that.
Huh? You said that.
It doesn't matter. So just come. I'm sure you have nothing else going on, right? You can't even work a real job without your legs now.
I do not have a job right now, but...
Well, you couldn't get up to do anything, so of course you don't.
I wouldn't say that's the reason for it, but...
It's thanks to me leaving you after that accident that I'll be able to marry such a young woman. I'm so dang happy that I wasn't looking at the road that day.
Hold on a second, Kurt. Are you sure you really want to be saying something like that right now?
Sorry. I was just telling my true feelings. Well, anyway, what I've been trying to say with all of this is I was right to throw your crippled butt away 2 years ago. I'll be marrying a youthful 21-year-old now. So I'd love to see your face when you come.
Well then, I'll come along with my splendid husband.
You have a husband now? Are you trying to compete with me now?
I can see that you'll try whatever you can to look down on me, but I have a life of my own now. Fine, I'll come to your wedding, Kurt. I'm actually looking pretty forward to having my amazing husband come with me to see the wedding of my monster of an ex-husband.
You are so full of yourself. I can't wait to see what creature you bring along with you.
See you later, then.
Hey, Skylar! What the hell is going on?
What is going on with what?
Why are you with Dr. Frank right now?
I told you that I would bring my splendid husband with me today, didn't I? Seems that you thought I was pulling your leg or something there, though. But I made the promise that I'd bring him, and so I did.
But why did you end up hanging out with that high-life living doctor?
Because he's my husband?
Huh? Wait. You're joking with me. You're saying that your husband is actually Dr. Frank?
That's right. Is there something wrong with me being with him?
Why are you with an elite doctor? There's no way he should have gotten married to you.
Don't you think you're just blinding yourself with all of your lies about the person you think I am? I mean, you work in the pharmaceutical industry, Kurt. You should be more understanding that a man like Frank would want to be married to me. He may be a super well-known doctor to a lot of people in the medical world, but that doesn't mean he's as cruel as you are. I know that in the past I said that I'd never forgive you for what you did to me, but because of you leaving me, I was able to start talking to him while being treated in the hospital. And so actually, I do forgive you and thank you for being a jerk and leaving me.
Huh? You met him while in the hospital?
It wasn't at the first hospital I had been admitted to. Rather, at the next hospital I started staying at for my rehabilitation. And while trying to get my life back together, I met him, and we soon found ourselves getting married to each other. I never wanted to think of all this being because of what you did to me, but now I think much differently. I can truly say that I am thankful that you were such a monster. And because of that, I'll say thank you this one time.
Something like that happened to you. I never thought that could happen.
And just to let you know, my current husband is very much upset with my ex-husband.
Huh? Dr. Frank is?
He can't believe that one of the employees of a pharmaceutical company that he partners with would be so disgusting. At first, I hadn't wanted to remember all that happened between you and I on the day of that accident, and after. So for a while, I didn't tell him too much about the details. But today I decided that it would be a good idea to let him know what you had done to me, and now he's fuming with anger at what he's heard. He's even started going on about how he'll make sure that you learn your lesson for what you've done by having you dismissed from that company.
Hold on. There's no way he could do something like that, right? Stop going on about such nonsense, okay? I'm sure that a man as powerful as Dr. Frank can in some way do something about me, but going that far about something that happened in the past is going way too far, right? What would his reasoning even be?
Do I really have to explain to you the reasoning? If you really take a step back and think about what all you've said and done to me, you'd understand why he's as upset as he is with you. Well, just be happy that we didn't bring any of this up to you at your wedding today. We've already left now, so you don't have to worry about seeing either one of us.
Huh? You've already gone home? I wasn't even able to introduce myself properly to Dr. Frank. You seriously went back home already?
Frank told me that he doesn't want you introducing yourself to him. I mean, that makes sense to you, right? Don't tell me you don't even have enough common sense for something as trivial as that. You jerk.
Are you kidding me?
But on the way out of the wedding, we made sure to tell the bride.
Huh? What did you say to her?
About how you're the worst man on this planet. And about how it was really all your fault that the accident happened and the reason behind me being in this wheelchair. And since you and I were married, I couldn't sue you for what had happened. And you just handed in the divorce papers for us and threw me out because you couldn't handle that I became paralyzed from the waist down.
Wait, what? Why would you say something like that to my woman at this wedding? She's going to start thinking that I'm some kind of monster now because of you.
Maybe you shouldn't be such an awful person if you don't want her to think of you as a monster. LOL. But that's not all.
What else have you done? Can you just stop all this crap?
I let her know that you'll soon be out of your job, and she'll be with a man that is unemployed right off the bat. And then I proceeded to suggest that there was still time for her to call off the wedding. LOL.
Why would you say such needless things to her? Is that the whole reason that I haven't been able to find her anywhere yet? She just texted me. This cannot be happening to me. She just told me she cannot see herself marrying an unemployed loser and is canceling the wedding. Now I'm going to become the laughingstock of everyone that's come here to see our wedding. Why would you do all of this to me? I come so far, and you're destroying it all now!
I have something that shouldn't be all that surprising for you to hear. Doesn't this all seem like you getting what you deserve for the monster that you've been?
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Perhaps this is all due to what you'd done to me in the first place. LOL. I know that what I'm saying right now is 100% correct and that you asked for all this after putting me through hell back then. So, do you understand things now?
But you didn't have to be the one to do all of this to me?
Of course I had to be the one to do all of this. And listen, I'm not the one that forced her to leave the wedding. She was just being smart by choosing not to get married to some brainless jerk that would probably do the same to her as you did to me. To any sane person, I did the right thing by telling her about you, LOL.
Why would you still be this upset with me, though? Because of what you've started, my life is going to get all messed up. Stop trying to ruin my life right now. At least hold off of trying to have me fired from my job. I'm in a really good position in the company right now.
I don't really care about what happens with you, Kurt. And besides, I've already told my husband everything, and he's free to do whatever he wants with the information. Frankly, I don't even have a problem with him having you fired from your job. But know this, I'm not the one that'll be firing you. So from here on out, I have nothing else to do with you. I'm sorry that I couldn't stay until the end of your wedding and all. But it doesn't matter now since the wedding will be canceled, right? LOL. Sucks to be you, LOL.
You stop all of this now! I can't believe you ruined my whole wedding to such a young woman!
I'm pretty sure it was you that ruined a lot of my life 2 years ago, but after causing me to lose my ability to walk after your own inability to drive, you never once came to me to say sorry for what you'd done to me. So why are you getting all worked up now over your little wedding getting ruined?
I get it! I'm sorry! I'm so sorry! Is that what you wanted from me? Now stop trying to ruin my life any more than you already have! You should know that back then, I didn't mean any harm to you by leaving you, right? You and I had a lovely relationship back then, right? So don't make me lose my job just over some silly little accident!
When I told you that I'm not working at the moment, you immediately started telling me it's due to being a paraplegic, right? Right now, my husband is making a lot of money for us, so I'm a housewife for him. And actually, I'm able to work as a freelancer at home making money doing the things I love. So I think it's fair to say that destroying someone that looks down on people for being disabled is the right thing to do, right?
Please don't say things like that! I never meant to make you feel bad!
Goodbye, you piece of crap axe. And thank you so much for inviting my husband to that precious wedding of yours! LOL! After that, my ex-husband Kurt really did end up getting chewed out by his boss on the phone, and lost his job on the spot after I finished texting him. He had tried his hardest to get his boss to listen to him, but was replied to with his boss letting him know that in a pharmaceutical company, there is no need for someone that is hateful towards those with medical disabilities. And once he had gotten off the phone with his boss, the news that the wedding had been canceled was out, along with the reason why. And a whole lot of guests there stormed out while laughing at Kurt like he was the joke that he was. He then ran after the bride and tried to ask her to stay with him, saying that he still loved her and knew that deep down she still loved him. But her parents came to interrupt things and let him know just how much shame he had brought to all of their family by letting their daughter marry a monster. Him. They then proceeded to tell him that they would be cutting ties with him, and he was left with nothing but himself and the costs of a canceled wedding. Kurt really would have been better off had he never contacted me again after the divorce. But because he went out of his way to try and get a few more blows into me by making fun of my disability and all that, he lost both his job and the young wife he was so proud of. At least for me, having him text me back after all that time gave me the chance to finally get my revenge and make sure that he couldn't hurt anyone else after what he'd done to me.
Hey, Timothy, when we go visit your parents next week, should we bring something? How about a pie? Like apple pie or something? I think my parents will like it. How about some drinks? Should we bring them as well? No, it's okay. Are you sure? It's alright. If we ask them what they would like to have, they'll probably would say they don't need them. But there's something else I want you to be careful of in my family. What's that? Like manners? No, you don't have to be polite. Just don't use words like pregnant or children when you see them. It's taboo. What? Why? My parents live with my brother and his wife, right? Right, with your oldest brother, right? My brother and his wife can't have kids. Apparently, they're suffering from infertility. They've tried fertility treatments, but it didn't work. I see. We just got married, but they have been married for 5 years, and my parents are getting impatient. I guess they have high expectations from your parents because he's the oldest. I'm sure they do. That's why things are so tense there right now. They're very sensitive to any words that remind them of pregnancy. So don't use any words related to it. You never know who will get furious. I see. Okay, I'll be careful. Yeah, thanks. I'm worried about his wife. I don't know if I should say this, but it should be hard for her to live with them. Huh? His wife? Yeah, Abigail. I'm assuming she's the one who would feel the most pressure. Well, you're right. She seems to be very responsible. I think she would blame herself. That's true. I'm glad I'm not the oldest. I can take it easy. especially since he and I are far apart in age, so the responsibility and expectations are more on him. That's probably true. I'm the youngest of three, so maybe it's easier for me too. You know, it's hard to be the oldest brother or sister. Anyway, I'll be careful what I say and do next week. I'll try not to provoke them by saying something bad. Yeah, thanks. Timothy, can I talk to you now? I have something to tell you. What's wrong? I told you I feel my stomach is bloated this morning, right? The one you mentioned this morning? Yeah, right, your belly looked a little bloated. I've been feeling constipated lately, so I thought something was wrong with my intestines. It's a little embarrassing, but I went to see the doctor. I heard some people go see them for constipation. To the doctor? Is there something wrong? No, it's not like that. I went to the doctor and he told me to go to OBGYN. OBGYN? Yeah, so I went to see them and they said congratulations. What? Are you serious? You're pregnant? The doctor was surprised that I didn't notice. They said it's already grown big enough to know the gender. They said it's a boy. You never had any symptoms before? Don't you usually have morning sickness? I don't think I had morning sickness. But now that I think about it, I was very sleepy recently. But I didn't have any problems. I had a normal appetite. You didn't even notice it until your stomach started to get bigger? I thought it was because of the constipation. If I didn't have it, maybe I wouldn't have noticed. Wait, but when you get pregnant, your period stops, right? You didn't think it was strange? I've always had irregular periods. Sometimes I didn't get my period for a few months, so that's why I never noticed. I'm really glad I found out. Right, but being pregnant, I didn't expect it. You're not happy? Yes, I'm happy. I'm happy. But I just thought about my brother and his wife. Right, you will feel a little awkward. How should I tell them? Maybe you have to be honest. You can't stop a child from growing up. I know. I'm glad we're having a baby. I'm happy too. I feel bad for Abigail, but if we wait for her to get pregnant, I'll be past my childbearing age too. Wouldn't your parents be sad if we didn't have kids? That's true. We can't wait for the right time forever. That's right. So let's just be happy to have a baby now. I'm so glad. Yeah, congratulations. I'll tell my parents about the pregnancy. They're gonna be happy. Yeah, thank you. Hello, Helen. I know I'm late, but congratulations on your pregnancy. Thank you, Abigail. I heard you didn't notice your pregnancy. Is the baby in your belly growing well? I know, right? Yeah, everything seems to be fine. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yes, I'm relieved too. I know it's going to be tough until the birth, but hang in there. Yes, I'll do my best. Hey, is Timothy with you right now? Timothy? He's not here. He's at work. Is something wrong with him? Oh, he's not there. Good. He won't come home yet, will he? No, he won't be home until after 7 p.m. What's the matter? There's something I have to tell you. It's not very good news for you. Perhaps you're angry, Abigail. I'm sorry. I felt sorry for you too, but... Sorry for what? Because I knew your husband and you are working hard on your fertility treatment. But I got pregnant first, so I'm sorry. That's what you're worried about? I'm not mad. You don't have to wait for me to get pregnant. I thought that's what you would say. That's nothing to do with me. You know what? Hey, when's the due date? You should get divorced before the baby is born. If you can, pack up your stuff and move back to your parents' house now. What? Divorce? What's the matter with you? Why would you suddenly say that? Your in-laws and your husband are all enemies. And my husband, of course, too. Enemies? What are you talking about? What on earth do you mean? They're planning something terrible behind you. A plan? I don't know what you're talking about. The in-laws and my husband, they're going to adopt your baby as our baby after he's born. What? Really? I haven't heard anything about that. They're going to ignore your opinion. They're planning behind your back so that you won't resist. Why would they? Because I couldn't have children. But that doesn't mean you're going to have a boy, right? They say that he's the perfect one to take over the family. I think they're serious. I'm sorry, it's my fault. But to give away our child, my husband would never allow such a thing. But you know what? He agreed so easily. He said, "You're healthy, so you can have another baby." No way. The people in the family you marry into, they think of you as a tool to bear their children. They call me useless every day. That's terrible. My wife is not a tool. That's right. But they don't have any common sense. It's better to have the baby near your parents' house. To be honest, I don't think you can trust anyone, including Timothy. I can't believe my husband would agree so easily. I guess he gets influenced easily by others. He seems to follow his family's words without thinking, and doesn't care about your feelings at all. I never thought he was that heartless. He's a little insensitive, but I didn't think he'd give away our child. My husband is going to give him some money in return. That's why he's so into it. What kind of person is he? So you are against it? Of course I am. Ignoring the mother's opinion and deciding something like this? How evil are they? That's why I had to tell you. Thank you. I definitely don't want to give away my child. Okay, I'm going to go to my parents' house and talk to my husband. I think that's a good idea. Get away as soon as you can. I'll let you know if anything happens. Helen, are you out? It's unusual for you to be out this late. You're coming home, right? Hey, answer me. I'm not coming home anymore. Huh? What are you talking about? Where are you? I'm about to fly. You're getting on a plane? Where the hell are you going? I'm going home to my parents. I'm divorcing you. What the hell is wrong with you? I already know about your plan. You're going to adopt my child to your brother, right? How did you know that? Abigail told me. Abigail? She considered my feelings and told me to run away. Oh, come on. That's why you're divorcing me? That's insane. You think I'm insane? How dare you decide to give them my child without my permission? I can't believe it. Why don't we just have another baby? You said you felt sorry for my brother and his wife because they couldn't have kids. Let's at least give away one of ours. You got to be kidding me. I don't think I'm the one to say this because I'm not your wife, but why don't you protect her at a time like this? Huh? It's me, Abigail. My husband and your parents are assholes, to be honest, and so are you for agreeing to them. You think of your wife as a tool to bear your children. That's not what I think. I wouldn't think Helen is a tool. Then you're simply ignorant. Why won't you have another kid? Don't be stupid. I've worked as an OBGYN nurse for years, and I've seen many women die by giving birth. That's an irregular case, isn't it? I'm sure that medicine has developed a lot now. Childbirth is much safer than it used to be. But, human body still works the same way. The burden on pregnant women is still the same today. You're telling her to give a birth like that and give that precious baby to others, and now you want her to have another one? Your wife and the child are not your toys. I didn't mean to call them toys. If you get pregnant with your first child, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to get pregnant with a second one. Maybe you never will. And when that happens, will you be able to keep your mouth shut? A child is not a thing. It's a gift. Above all, for a mother, it's more important than her own life. Of course Helen would be disappointed in you and leave. I just thought it would be better for my brother. I didn't think that far ahead. Such a fool. You're not qualified to be a father. What's more, you're not qualified to be Helen's husband. I don't want to get divorced. Which airport is it? I won't tell you. Anyway, you won't make it even if you drive now. If she gets in trouble regarding this divorce, I'll do everything I can to support her. I have the perfect evidence to fight off your shitty family. Approve? I secretly filmed where you guys were talking about the plan. I've got a good shot of you guys saying all those horrible things like you can make a baby again or make her unresistible. When did you film us? That would prove enough, won't it? With this, even if there's a battle over custody, Helen might have the upper hand. This is an abuse of human rights. I don't want to lose Helen. I can't stand it. I'll never get divorced. You love me that much? Helen? Then why did you allow this shitty plan? I can never trust you again. I can't feel relieved by staying with you. That's why I have no choice but to divorce you. Helen, wait. I'm sorry I didn't consider your feelings and made a shallow decision. I'm sorry I said you could have another baby so easily. There's no love towards you anymore. I'll raise the baby on my own. Then I'll come see you. I'll go apologize in person. My father and grandpa will kill you if you come. We all are furious with you. My grandpa is going through his old contacts to find me a good lawyer. My whole family will fight against you guys. I'm not gonna fight you. Then just accept the divorce and give up the custody. Why don't we all talk about this? Come back here. Let's talk about this peacefully. I'm not going to get into the enemy territory. I don't want anything to happen to my baby. I'm not your enemy. It's our house. I'm asking you to come back to our house. It's not safe for me there either. So I'm not coming back. Unlike you, I'm taking action to protect my child. To me, your parents, brother, and you are all enemies. Don't think of me as a tool that you can use to your advantage, okay? After that, I officially divorced my husband and declared that I would have custody of the child. Sure enough, my in-laws were fighting me for the custody. Actually, I was expecting this to happen. My grandpa and parents provided me with a good lawyer, and I had the evidence from my sister-in-law. My in-laws put their own interest first, and the lawsuit that they ignore my feelings and try to take away my child has been approved, so I was able to get the custody. My husband was so devastated because he lost me and shut himself down. Now he blames his parents and brother for my loss, and he's in a lot of trouble with his parents. Meanwhile, my brother-in-law and his wife divorced after us. Abigail has remarried a man who understands infertility, and they're living happily together. I'm also living happily with my parents, grandparents, and my child.